much. Actually, the only reason I thought that it's not a good idea to show you the video, because Dr. Barki had given such a comprehensive latest update of the hospital that it made no sense to see a video which is quite a few years old. Now, first of all, Fawzia, you, the team which you all saw, I want to thank you. Yet again, you have pulled off such a success. And at a time which is, you know, the bad news is it's a very difficult time. It's a time when, you know, flooding has taken place in Pakistan and almost 2 million people have been affected, 1,500 dead, and more monsoon rain on the way, so it's a difficult time. And so therefore, collecting money for Shaukat Khunum, we really had to debate whether to collect money for the flood victims or Shaukat Khunum, but what we are planning to do tomorrow is to have a fundraiser in New York for the flood victims. Because we also felt that Shaukat Khunum needed donations too, because for everyone's information, 85% of the patients get subsidized treatment. 65% get completely free treatment. There are only 15% paid patients there. And the annual deficit is 1.6 billion rupees. So therefore we need these donations. That's why we decided to go ahead with this program, because yes, there is a huge devastation in Pakistan, but we also felt that the poor cancer patients, which your money will go to support, also needed your help. And I know it's very difficult. You know, things are bad. I mean, it's not just the flooding. There's a war being fought. The best way I can describe the war, this war going on, is this wonderful line in Alice in Wonderland, that when you don't know where you're going, every road takes you there. So no one exactly knows what this war is all about, but there's fighting going on, and no one knows when it's going to end, so that also is devastating the country. But there's some good news. The good news is that Asif Zardari has abandoned his trip to Birmingham tomorrow. But he's not going back because he suddenly remembered the flood victims. He's going back because there was a huge demonstration in Birmingham tomorrow. But anyway, I thought I'd give you the good news. Dr. Barki showed you the future plans of the cancer hospital. You have seen the architectural drawings by the most brilliant Graham Rapp sitting here. In Karachi, then we have now got excellent piece of land in Peshawar. We need desperately a hospital in Peshawar, probably even more than in Karachi, because there is, for some reason, a lot of cancer coming from the frontier province. And also cancer patients coming from Afghanistan, because in Afghanistan they don't have these facilities. So Peshawar also desperately needs a cancer hospital. Every day we have over 50 cancer patients coming to the hospital. The hospital only has capacity for about 13 to 14 patients a day. The rest of the patients are all sent back. And that's really the dilemma. How do you cope with so much cancer with one cancer hospital? And hence the idea of building 2 more cancer hospitals. When I started in 1989, the idea of building a cancer hospital, we had a seminar of 20 doctors from Lahore who we asked how to go about building a cancer hospital. We still have the minutes of the meeting. 19 out of 20 doctors said you cannot build a specialized cancer hospital in Pakistan. Only one said that you'll be able to do it, but you would not be able to treat majority of the cancer patients free. The first hospital administrator which we imported from the US In the first board meeting, he said that if you treat more than 5% of cancer patients free, the hospital will close down in 6 months. And so here you see this hospital being awarded by the World Health Organization in 2004 for its services to humanity. The only private cancer hospital anywhere in the world which gives 65% of the patients absolutely free treatment, 85% of the patients supported treatment, and only 15% of the patients pay. And I happen to be one of them. I ended up in the hospital, and I can verify in front of all of you that I, who's petrified of a needle, ended up having a major surgery only because I had confidence in the doctors. So here's someone, who I'm very proud to say that the hospital passed by a very difficult test, because as I said, I'm not very good at taking needles. And there I was stuck with needles for about a week, but I have to say, I was very proud of this institution, that we have a place. Thank God I happened to be there rather than in any other town, because I was supposed to be traveling then. And I was very lucky to be at the right place at the right time. So finally, I want to thank you again. And Fauzia, again, thank you for the wonderful work you've done. Not just, I know that you only get activated with Shaukat Khunum, and you're not doing your work with Tehreek Insaf, but I'll forgive you for that. Fauzia, thank you again, and by the way, all your team. I know the dedication here, and I know every year, it's very difficult every year to have an event. People get, Pakistani especially, we've been overburdened with giving donations, because, when we are ruled by such wonderful leadership, we have to donate for everything, because nothing ever functions in the country. People have donors fatigue. And for you, Fauzia, every year to bring in so many people who come and support this hospital, I can pay my greatest respects to you, and wish you, I hope, again next year, the same place, same time, we will meet for the next Shaukat Khunum dinner. Dr. Barki, I want to finally give a special thanks to, because not many people realize that, for 3 years I ran around trying to figure out, after these doctors had told me that it's not possible to build a cancer hospital in Pakistan. So it took me 3 years roaming around. I even addressed the Apna meeting, the American doctors here, in 1989. And I asked them how to go about it. So eventually one doctor suggested, he said, look, you're going all over the place. Why don't you approach your own cousin? So Dr. Barki happens to be my first cousin. And this wasn't nepotism, it was desperation in the end that I finally got to him. And thank God for that, because eventually he took care of the hospital side, and I took care of fundraising side. But never did I think that I would keep raising money 20 years later. And not just for the cancer hospital, also for, well, it was flood victims, then before that it was the earthquake, then for Swat, yes, all the IDPs, then for Sasti Roti, don't forget we started it, and then for Namal University, which I proudly say that it is the first, it's the first private sector university in rural areas of Pakistan, and 90% of students are getting Bradford University degrees, which would cost them £50,000, and they're getting 90% of the students from poor backgrounds, all of them are getting free degrees from Namal University. So that's a start. So collecting money for the university, and then collecting money for Tehreek Insaf. But Tehreek Insaf, I have to tell you, is very important, because there's one body cancer which we are dealing with, and then there's a country cancer which we have to deal with. And that is very important for Tehreek Insaf, because the only doctors who can cure the country cancer belong to Tehreek Insaf. So thank you very much again, Fauzia, and thank you for all of you.